Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I am going to be giving you the top 5 best tips on how to master Logbait. If you guys enjoy the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Okay, well, this guy has drill, so I'm just going to go for the rocket here on the bomber. If you guys didn't know, Goblin Drill is one of the decks where you need to actually rocket cycle, because they have a very quick cycle, so it's really hard to actually break through with your Goblin Barrel itself. And you always have 2 win conditions in the Princess at the Bridge and the Rocket on the Tower. Tip number 1 I'm going to be giving is, if you can't break through with the Goblin Barrel, you have to try to break through with other ways, and obviously you saw that right there. When you are facing a deck that has a very fast spell, like small spell like Log, Arrows, stuff like that, but especially Log because it's the cheapest one, you're going to have to get damage with other ways, mainly through Princess to Bridge and Rocket Cycle, or also baiting out the Log. But in a season with the Dagger Duchess, you really pretty much need to Rocket and Princess at the Bridge, because even if you outcycle people's Logs, you bait it out, you really only ever get 1 or 2 hits maximum, if that. A lot of the time you just get 0. Okay, I can just go for the Log here. Oh no, I didn't get the King Tower activation. I can just Princess to Bridge again though. As you guys see, I'm kind of just spamming the Princess at the Bridge, but also spamming Rockets as well, because this is really the only way to break through in this matchup if he's playing well. Skeletons full counter a Goblin Barrel now with the Dagger Duchess, so there's really no point trying to get damage with the Goblin Barrels unless you're just trying to like play waiting moves and stuff like that, because you know Rocket's not safe and you don't have Princess able to be put at the bridge. Princess to back is good sometimes too, just a lot of the time it's usually good at the bridge. Okay, can just Log here. I'm gonna Princess to Bridge again, because I know this guy doesn't have a tank. It's very good to Princess to Bridge when these people don't have a tank. Tip number 2, I think the most important thing with Logbait is knowing when to Princess to Bridge and when knowing not to Princess to Bridge. It's fine to get predicted sometimes with your Princess at the Bridge, but you need to obviously not lose the game if someone does predict your Princess to Bridge, or if someone doesn't predict it but still beats you because you did a bad Princess to Bridge. I think that's the thing that separates other Logbait players the most from the best Logbait players in the world, is they usually know exactly when to Princess to Bridge. They know the best time, and they know even if they do get predicted, they won't get punished for it. So like right there, he did predict my Princess, but I didn't get punished for it. Actually, he spent over 8 Elixir, 9 Elixir trying to kill it. He spent Log, Little Prince, and Tesla, so I got a lot of value there out of the Princess, even though it got no damage on the tower. He wasted his Log, so I can go Barrel plus Rocket here. No matter what he puts, I will get damage. He doesn't even try to defend it because he knew he would take damage anyways, and I just get 2 Goblin hits plus a Rocket on the tower. That's a very nice tip for you guys to learn. Princess to Bridge is one of the most like technical things you will ever do with Logbait. It seems very like simple, right? Just drop the Princess at the bridge, but there's actually a lot more to it than that. You really need to know when you can get away with it or not. And usually the rule of thumb to being able to get away with is, can I be punished for it? Or will it put me down too much Elixir? And that kind of ties into being punished for it, but do you need the Princess for something in that deck? And if you do, what can you put on the card that you need the Princess for instead of Princess if you put her at the bridge? Or will I be fine if they use that card and I don't have my Princess? If the answer is no, you can't Princess to bridge. But if the answer is, okay, I can do this and this for that, then you're fine. Like for example, a Minion Horde, right? You need Princess for Minion Hordes, but if you have another way to counter a Minion Horde, if they go Minion Horde on your Princess, then you're fine. You can Princess to bridge. It's as simple as that, but in my opinion, it separates the best bait players in the world from like the 2nd or 3rd tier best bait players in the world, and this guy gave up. Very nice win right here. I kind of just destroyed Drill. That's not really a good matchup. I'll see you guys with the next tips. Alright, we're in the next match here against Akaza. I do know this guy is an E-Giant main, but he's been playing a lot of Goblin Drill. Okay, he has a bowler. It is going to be E-Giant. Guys, tip number 3 I'm going to be giving here is, with Logbait, the most important thing is being unpredictable, because, I mean, it's a spell bait deck, right? So, if they know exactly what you're going to do, you will never be able to bait any spells and have it be any value. Like, sure, you bait out a Log, but if they knew you were going to do that and they logged anyways, that means you know for sure that they know what to do, even though you baited out their spell, and they will be fine. Here, I know my opponent, Akaza, has Bowler, Tornado, and Evo Bomber. Those are going to be all of his Goblin Barrel counters, so whenever those are out, I'm going to be aggressive. But what I do also know, which is even more important than his Goblin Barrel counters, is that he has nothing for my Princess. He doesn't have arrows, he doesn't have Log, he doesn't have poison, He doesn't even have Fireball. He literally has nothing for the Princess, so if I play very well with my Princess, I will get a bunch of positive Elixir trades, and I will also get a lot of very annoying interactions for him where he can't really deal with it. I will Princess the bridge though, because I know he has to cannon on it, and I will get one shot on the tower anyways. I will take the free damage. And double Elixir, it's going to become very, very hard for him to kill Princess, because even if he tornadoes my Princess, it won't kill it. Something else will have to hit it, and sometimes I can prediction and block the card that he tries to tornado it into. Okay, I can just Evo Knight here. I think the most important thing to Logbait, guys, I will say right now, is how you play with your Princess. Your Princess is the most important card in the deck by far. Everything else, in my opinion, can be substituted out, but you need the Princess in here. Logbait Dark Goblin is a thing of the past. It doesn't really work anymore, because a lot of the time, your main threat is Princess at the bridge, and a lot of the time, people waste Elixir trying to predict Princess the bridge, so it's kind of like a mind game of like, will he Princess the bridge, will he not? I'm going to keep wasting Elixir, so he can't do it, but then if you used her on defense, then they wasted all that Elixir predicting her. Okay, I might want a Rocket here. I think I can just get away with a Rocket here because I have Tesla for defense. He might just E-Giant. We Evo Bombers. I'll just log here. Hopefully keep my... Oh, I was going to say hopefully keep my Princess alive, but it's not the end of the world. He is going to get a Lightning down. I'll Tesla here. That was a bad Evo Knight. I'll just Princess the Knight. You guys see here how I put my Princess all the way over here? I don't want him to Lightning my Princess and my Tesla. He has to Lightning either the Tesla or the Princess. Now I'm back to a second Tesla. I played all my cheapest cards in order to get to a Tesla back immediately. And now he has a Princess that he needs to defend, which will be very annoying. But the most important thing is I have another Princess in my hand for the Little Prince opposite lane. And he's going to have to spend to kill this Princess. I can let it go now, and I can just Princess the back again. And it's going to be a never-ending cycle of him having to defend Princesses, and it's going to be so hard for him to actually attack. Especially because I have Evo Tesla. Oh, Knight? And look at that. That was exactly what I was talking about. Him going for the tornado and me protecting it. And now I can log here. E-Spirit, Skellies. I'm not going to Evo Tesla on the cannon. It's not worth it. You never really want to waste your Evo Tesla. And the Tesla, luckily, isn't even shooting the Princess, but I'll let her go because she's kind of too high at the bridge, and I want to activate King Tower off the Evo Bomber. I'll Princess here. It will activate and live. That's a very important interaction right there. And I got some good barrel damage. You guys see, that's his second E-Giant of the game, and I don't really agree with that one. Oh, Evo Tesla cooking. And a Skellies here, and then Knight. I don't want that bowler to be able to splash onto my tower. And you guys see, he's never able to build up a proper push, all because of Princesses in the middle. It's been so hard for him to actually do anything just because my Princess is down in the middle. But now, if I was spamming her at the bridge over and over again, I would have never have these opportunities. He would never be under this constant pressure. And none of this would be happening right now. So that's why you really need to know when to Princess the bridge and Princess the back. And because he can't kill it, it's best in the back than at the bridge. Because even if I put it at the bridge and get 230 damage, he kills it. But if I put it at the back, he has to spend 6 Elixir, sometimes even more than that to kill it. I can Tesla here, then I can just go for the E-Spirit. Even if he Lightnings, it doesn't matter. I'll just log here on everything. I can go for Skellies and then Knight. In case he NATOs, I'll put it all the way up top. Yeah, he tried to prediction tornado me. And look, guys, I still have a Princess down. That Princess is still alive. I can Princess the bridge now. And yeah, he gave up. He just quit. So that was all because of the Princess. There's no other card in my deck here that really gave him as much trouble as the Princess did. Not even the Goblin Barrel gave him that much trouble. And he didn't even have a small spell besides Tornado. Play your Princesses, guys. Play your Princesses well. We're in the next match here against Antonio Rudiger, or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. People did tell me that he's like a football player, though. But I don't know how to say his name. I'm just going to Princess the bridge here. Guys, the fourth tip I'm going to be using, well, not using, but giving, is going to be tracking cycle. Card cycle, I think, is more important than tracking Elixir. Just because even if they're really low on Elixir, depending on their card cycle, they'll still be able to defend pretty much easily against at least Logbait, of course. But their card cycle is really what matters, because they can have 10 Elixir, but their hand can be impossible to defend your attack. But they can have 3 Elixir, and they have the perfect hand to defend your attack. So tracking card cycle is not as easy as it thinks. It is pretty basic, but tracking itself is actually quite difficult. There's 8 cards in a deck, and every time you play one card, say here, he played a Tornado, right? Pretty good Tornado, by the way. Now, he has to play 4 cards to get back to the Tornado. And what I like to do is, depending on how important the card is, I will literally count it out in my head. For example, on Evo Bomber, it's fine to count it out on your fingers, like go 1. So like he played Knight, so that's 1 card. Inferno Dragon, that's 2 cards. And once you hit 4 cards, that means the card that they played, they have it back. But there is one twist. If they have a champion in their deck, champion gives you a special ability called the 3-card cycle, because you can't ever get 2 champions on the board, meaning your cycle is faster by 1 card. So if they play down their champion and they play 1 card, then only 2 more cards to get back, and then after they play it again, it's only 3 cards instead of 4 cards. So you have to be very, very careful in tracking when people have champions. Tracking when they have the regular cycle is already hard enough, but basically, that's just a quick rundown of the 3-card cycle. Here, I'm going to Goblin Barrel, though. I know he doesn't have that much Elixir, and he doesn't have a good hand. All he has is Tornado, and he messes up the King Tower activation. Perfect. Just E-Spirit here to make sure that the Knight goes opposite lane from my Princess. Perfect. And the final tip I will be giving you guys will be counting Elixir. Now, I just said counting Elixir isn't as important as counting card cycle, but that doesn't mean it's not important at all. A lot of my crazy predictions, I guess you could say, a lot of you guys know me for making these very nice predictions, and they're all backboned off of knowing my opponent's Elixir and knowing when they're going to do something. No, like, knowing their Elixir isn't just as simple as, oh, they can play this card. It's like, they will play this card at this second, because that's all they have, that's all they can do, and that's as soon as they can play it. When you're predicting something, you're usually predicting when they will put it, but when their Elixir is low enough, that's all they can play it, and they can only play it at that time. Very bad freeze, by the way. See, that's another thing. Tracking the card cycle, I knew you had freeze in cycle, so I knew to block the Inferno Dragon with the Knight. And Elixir is very important. There is very easy tips. I think for me, the best tip is to just use reset points as knowing when they're on full Elixir when you lose track, because keeping exact track is nearly impossible, I would say. But when there's a point where nobody's playing a card and then they play a card, and you don't have any cards down, it's safe to assume they're back at 10 Elixir. Hold up, I need to block here because he's going to freeze. Exactly, I knew that he got back to the freeze, guys, so I knew to block for the freeze. That's exactly why card cycle is so important. Or, honestly, you can kind of cop out, and this isn't cheating, by the way. You can watch your Elixir on a second device. I don't really recommend it, just because if Supercell does remove it, then you'll kind of not know how to count Elixir, and you kind of just don't have a very important skill in the game. But it is not against the rules, so if you do want to do that, go right ahead. Doesn't really matter. Okay, wait, I have to be careful here. I'm just going to barrel the pressure while defending. I guess, honestly, that could be tip number 6, guys. Tip number 6 is pressuring while defending. Sometimes the only way to defend is attacking. Offense is the best defense sometimes, and sometimes you need to throw a Goblin Barrel during a defense. You need to throw a Princess at the bridge just so they can't go all in on their attack. Just so they have to spend 2-3 Elixir on defense instead of putting it on the attack, and that will save you a lot of the time. Sometimes that will save you, like from them being able to poison you, from being able to go for a freeze, anything like that. Attacking while defending is very important, and sometimes it's your only way to get damage, because sometimes they will ignore your stuff while they're attacking, and you're on defense. They'll ignore a whole Goblin Barrel, you can get a few hundred damage. And that will be GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Those are actually 6 tips. I know I said 5, but I just gave you guys 6 because I thought attacking while defending was very important too. Thank you guys for watching. Like and sub if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.